Right, so I had no idea that this was releasing today, but we have the final season of F1 24, Season 6. If you don't know, Codemasters released on Twitter that this would be the final season of content updates before F1 25 releases. Now, of course, with these seasons, they say that they're not going to be releasing any more content, but you do have to ask yourself, what content? Like, genuinely. So today, we're just going to go through the podium pass, rate some stuff out of 10, see what's new in F1 World, and then I'll give some afterthoughts. So let's get started. I have already purchased the premium. Don't worry, I didn't give EA more money by buying podium coins, whatever they're called, pit coins. I still haven't run out from when I got the deluxe edition, which actually, that's an important thing I want to quickly just say, just for like 20 seconds. I bought the pre-order of the deluxe edition, the one that gave you 3 days early access, which is actually the normal release date. Everyone else just doesn't pay to get it 3 days later. I still get offered to get the Champions Edition bonuses, even though that's what I bought and I haven't got them, so I do feel slightly scammed. Anyway, so yeah, I used funding from buying the Ultimate Edition, Champions Edition, whatever you want to call it, to buy 6 podium passes. So we start off with a helmet called X Gear, looking very Lando Norris-y, but somehow even worse. If you watched my helmet tier list video, I made Lando Norris's, I was like the second to bottom tier. I really don't like it, and this just somehow looks even worse. I'll give that out of 10 a 3. Do you know what I mean? It is very smelly. Now we've got the usual stuff. We've got some insight, which I don't want to sound negative this whole video, but I feel like I'm going to, or at least it's going to come across that way. But realistically, what do you use insight for? I know you can use it to create parts for your F1 World Car. You can use it to upgrade parts. You can also use critical insight, I believe, to buy stickers. But what does that achieve? The only place where you can use your F1 World Car, I believe, is in F1 Series, whatever it's called. And no one plays that because it's dull. It's just buggy events against bad AI. So, yeah, anyway. Then we've got some cash, and just like even this, all of this stuff, completely pointless. Now we have our first race suit, following along with the X Gear theme. Now, one thing that I will say as well is, because this game is, well, pretty mid, you can't actually preview the suit. So all we get to see is the top half, and there ain't really a lot going on there. It's basically just yellow with a blue collar. So I'm going to give that a 2 out of 10. Maybe the bottom half and the trousers are a bit more appealing, but of course we can't actually see that unless we unlock the item. Then we have an emblem called Conduit. Looks like a conduit, and honestly, that's okay. I'll give that a 5 out of 10. I reckon it's just a logo. It's just 2 fat L's in a circle, but it's something new, so it's cool. Then we have some more garage stuff, and we have our first emote. We actually have oh no, this is an emote because it's got the silhouette called Brum Brum. I don't know what that means. You can't really tell. I mean, is he holding a steering wheel? I think he's holding a steering wheel. Oh, do you know what it might be? I reckon you go on the podium and you give it one of these with the steering wheel, like brum brum, as in a car. Nice, but you spelt it wrong. It's with a V, mate. Nice one. And then we have a pose called Double Thumbs Up. Imagine you're posing for like a photo shoot and they ask you to look cool. Some of them might, you know, give it like the cross arm. Some of them might give it the number 1. And you see something like this. You look like a numpty. You look like a knobhead. Do you know what I mean? Now we have the final part, or actually no, usually the second to last part of the set of X Gear. We have the gloves. Those don't look too bad. I'm actually going to give those a 7. I do like the patterns. I also like the blue outline on the fingertips. That is quite nice. And then we have our first bunches of Bitcoin. We also have some stickers, which literally do absolutely nothing. I've already completed it all. We have a sponsor sticker. The fact that these are even a thing in itself is pretty crazy. And I don't even know what it means. P-metric. It's some writing with a rip-off of Adobe's Photoshop logo as the P, with an input soundbar at the bottom. Nice one. And this time is no different as well with the X gear set, as we do have a livery. You can't really get a good look at it because it's like faded out because I haven't unlocked it yet, but it looks okay. Of course, you do have to mostly look at the pattern itself because you can change the colours. I'll give that a 6. I don't really like the front, but the back with like the sort of spine kind of pattern, like the stripes, I quite like that. And then we have, do you know what I should have done there? Rather than just go onto it, I should have sat there and gone, that's called diamonds, because it's literally just a diamond. I suppose that's cool. 4 out of 10. And now we have a Halo sticker. I guess that's what you can call it. A personal sticker, I think they actually dub them as. And it's just some shitty flowers. No one cares. We have to go all the way to tier 27 next to find our next stuff. We have another podium emote called Little Lord Fauntleroy. Is that a reference to something that I don't know? Because I have no idea what that means. And from that looks like it looks like he's riding a horse. Please don't tell me that's what that is. That's so cringe. And speaking of cringe, we have managed to get an even cringier pose. So we had the, and now we've got unbelievably shit. 1 out of 10, minus 7 out of 10. And now, oh, hang on. Cody's might have cooked here with this one. That is an easy 9 out of 10. Those look fan-dabby-dozy. Called the Degradation. I mean, to be fair, that is a fitting name because it does look like it's metal rusting. But that's quite cool. Maybe with some colour changes, that could be fire. I'm just going to skip over that sponsor sticker. No one cares. We have Uplink. I can't actually see what that is because it's black and also faded black. So I genuinely have no idea what that is. It just looks like random rectangles. Cool. Here's the race suit for the Degradation set. Not as good as the gloves. In fact, nowhere near it. Genuinely looks like that, you know, they've just pulled that out of the garage and it's been lying there for 25 years. Do you know what I mean? It's like something that your dad pulls up with and just goes, look what I found. It's been there since 1957. Like, state of that. Like, get it in a fucking washing machine or something. Bloody hell. We have legendary upgrades. No one cares. And here is the Degradation livery. Again, just like most of the liveries, you can't really see what they look like because it's faded. But that doesn't look awful. Again, with some colour changes, maybe a lime green and black little combination, that might not look too bad. I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. I also forgot to rate the suit. I'm going to give it a minus 48. Nice. And for the final tiers of the podium pass, tier 47, we have a new logo. I'm going to guess it's called Splash. I'm just different, you know what I mean? I feel like a 3-year-old could guess that. And for tier 50, I can already see what it is slightly, and it also makes sense. It is going to be the final part of the Degradation set. A helmet at tier 50 is shocking. I mean, usually you'd get like a half-decent livery. Maybe, I remember in F123, you would get actual real-life team principals. I think there was Otmar Safnauer, there was Christian Horner, there was Gunther Steiner. But no, now we get a mid-helmet. 6 out of 10. Genuinely astounds me how they managed to make these worse every single time when it's actually harder to make it worse than better. If you get excited by this, I'm so sorry. Like, this is just depressing, do you know what I mean? Now, we've been through the podium pass. Most of it is terrible. There is a couple nice things. The livery is okay. The Degradation gloves, easily the best part about it. And let's just say, if I didn't already have the pit coins to buy it from the buying the Ultimate Edition last year, I'm definitely not spending 8 British sterling of my own money to get this, because this is woeful. Alright, now it's time to go and take a look at the F1 World stuff. Now, before I actually look at this, I want to quickly just, what's even the word? Like, divulge? Elaborate on what I said earlier about, like, the, you know, the Codemasters saying that this is the last content update and we're not going to get any more. Now, this is what I want to just say, and I don't really understand. It's like, what content? I think I made a tweet about it, and it's just like, you say that you're not going to release any more content updates, but what content? Since this game released in late May, early June last year, we are talking like 10 months since this game came out. We have had about 4 scenarios, one of which, I made a video about it. One of the scenarios was a scenario from F1 23. They took exactly the same stuff. They literally copied the coding of the AI, but changed the driver, and dubbed it as a 1991 Brazilian Grand Prix recreation. In F1 23, you drove as Lewis Hamilton, he had gearbox issues, and he was getting chased down by Leclerc and Alonso. Leclerc DNFs on like lap 52. On the F1 24 scenario, Lando Norris has a gearbox issue, similar to Ayrton Senna's gearbox issue in Brazil 1991 when he won his home Grand Prix for the first time, and in that, you're getting chased by Alonso and Leclerc DNFs on lap 52. It is literally the same thing. And then following on from that, we only have 3 or 4 at most other original scenarios, but even then scenarios, it's just it's a race with scripted events like cars crashing and red flags and stuff. It's all scripted. You just drive for like 10 laps, so it's nothing even that exciting. It's like 15 minutes of content. You get pro challenges, which I guess is a very cool concept, but when you are at least slightly average, you can usually beat them first time. Most of the pro challenges on this game, I beat first try with one hand. In fact, there was a Lando Norris pro challenge. It might have actually been on F1 23, but the point still applies. I beat his lap time using only my feet. I had 1 foot using the pedals and 1 foot using the wheel, and I beat his lap time by half a second. Amazing concept, getting real-life F1 drivers to set a lap time, but I feel like they should have difficulty levels. They should have one difficulty where they're on like a controller with all assists on. Then they should have a difficulty where it's like a wheel with all assists on, or something like that, and then have a difficult one where they have no assists and they're on a wheel, so like how they actually drive. Then it would be somewhat difficult. But apart from those things, there's been no content. Like, there's nothing to do. They re-released Elimination, a game mode that's been a thing since F1 22, you're talking now nearly 3 years, and, well, I'm half expecting there to be one thing that they release with this season. Let's see. I see they also changed the colours. It's now no longer a Sauber, or whatever it was, it's now Mercedes. And here we go. Kabooey! We actually have something. It is Zhou Guanyu at Qatar. Zhou Guanyu earned his first points of the F1 2024 season at Qatar. Can you repeat his achievement? I don't know if this is re-released. I don't think it is. But even so, every 3 months getting this and that's it is just so painful. Yeah. I mean, the only reason that I mention all of these things, it doesn't really bother me because I just play career mode. It's the fact that Codemasters say they're not releasing any more content updates, which means they genuinely believe that this is content. This podium pass and this stuff is like reasonable content. How are these people employed? It genuinely surprises me. But to end on a positive note, I will be doing a video on this scenario because it's a free video. I will be streaming a lot more, doing some ranked, and this podium pass, there is a couple of good stuff. The gloves, the helmet, the first livery, and one of the logos, not bad. So that's going to be all from me, and, well, let's just hope that F1 25 is an absolute belter, or else I'm in trouble. See you later.